So our today's topic is structural systems and behavior. What is behavior? The way that a person, an animal, a substance, etc. behaves in a particular situation or under particular condition is behavior. हिंदी में हम उसे व्यवहार, बर्ताव या आचरण भी कहते हैं. और जैसा ये as this behavior of human depends on many factors, similarly the behavior of the buildings and the elements of the building which make the system of the elements of the structure. Now the factors which are affecting the behavior of the building, type of supports, geometry of the structure, type of loads, or we can say behavior of the load, how the load is behaving, whether the load is static load or it's a dynamic load, sizes and stiffness of the members of the structural system, sequence of the construction of the structure, and joints of the structure. Okay, now consider a case of simply supported beam. So if you are going to have a beam and if you are going to bend it, the top part will be in compression, the bottom part is in tension. Now the behavior of the simply supported beam will depend on its supports. Okay, if these are two supports and if you are applying the load at the center, it bends. Okay, so as much as you should keep the depth maximum and width minimum. So if you increase the width 2 times, the moment of resistance will also increase by 2 times. But if you increase the depth 2 times, the moment of resistance will increase by 4 times. So this is how it will affect the span. Okay, so this was the demo which I have shown you, that the ruler which is flat, easy to bend along one direction, and another direction it is very difficult to bend it because the moment of inertia is high when the depth is large. Now in case of this simply supported beam, instead of having the ends simple, if you fix them, what will happen? इसको अगर हम क्लैम्प कर देते हैं, इसको क्लैम्प करने के बाद में अगर मैं इसको फोर्स लगाता हूं, if you are able to see here the slope is not there, so I can say that the slope is 0. In case of simply supported beam, you can see here, you can see this end, it bends here, so here there is a slope with the horizontal line. But in case of fixed beam, if you apply load here, the slope is 0. So bending moment is developed at this support, both supports as well as at the center of the beam. So here the nature of bending moment is negative and here the nature of bending moment is positive. Okay, now instead of having both support fixed, if you are having one support as a pin support and one support as fixed support, now the behavior again totally changes. At one end there will be no moment and at the fixed end there will be a fixed moment. So in this case the bending moment is like this. At the fixed end there will be a negative moment. At this simple support or pin support the bending moment will be 0. In between there will be a positive moment in this area, and in this area the bending moment is, and here too again if you wish you can have the structure like this. It will behave in the same way. That means up to the point of control picture you can have this cantilever and here you can have a simply supported beam. Now I will come to continuous beam. When a beam has more than 2 supports, the beam is called as a continuous beam. Here the nature of bending moment, shear force diagram, deflection will depend on loading, span and material of the beam. Okay, in case of continuous beam, the bending moment diagram is like this. Here we can say that this end is fixed, this end is fixed. Don't look at this below part which are column. Just consider only this top part, assuming that it is a beam. So in central part there will be positive moment. Here it is negative moment. At the support, negative moment. Now if you change on spans, if you consider there are only 3 spans, 1, 2, 3, and go on increasing this last 2 span and reduce this central span, you will find that at one point there will be no sagging moment in this span. It will be totally subjected to negative moment, and that type of loading is called as pattern loading. That means you are considering dead load on all span, but changing the position of live load on span 1 or span 2 or span 3 or span 1, 2, 2, 3 or 1, 3. So here the joint between column and beam is a rigid joint. Okay, rigid joint means if the bending moment is developed in beam, it will be transferred or transmitted to the column according to its stiffness, or otherwise you can say as per the distribution factor. Sometimes we have to use composite beams. Composite beams, that means if you are having one beam and on this you are putting another beam and they both are connected to each other. If they are not connected to each other, each beam will act as an individual beam. Each beam will act as an individual beam. And you know that due to load, there is a shear force, which is vertical shear force, but due to principle of complementary shear, there is also a horizontal force. Now, if you consider a multi-story building subjected to lateral force P, the nature of bending moment diagram is like this. Okay, here you can see that bending moment at the center of the beam is 0. Bending moment at the center of the column is 0. The maximum bending moment in case of beam is also at the end of beam, as well as in case of column, the bending moment is maximum at the top of the column and bottom of the column. Right? If you consider this frame, here the end is pin end. So here the bending moment is 0. But if this end is fixed, in that case, this line will be like this. It will start from this point and will end here. So here there will be somewhat negative moment. But in the central column, there will be no moment. This will happen only if the both span are equal. So this moment from this side and moment from this side nullifies, or their sum is 0, and here there is no moment for distribution. So this column is subjected to only axial force. Okay. So here please remember that the connection between this beam and column are rigid connections. That means the moment from beam are transmitted to the column. But if you do like this, okay, refer to this figure on the right side, the ends of the beams are pinned and here the columns are clamped, so that the bending moment will be maximum, as it will act as a cantilever. Now see the difference in bending moment. Here this will act as a whole cantilever from top of the floor to the footing. Okay, and these beams will only transmit the force, lateral force, from this column to this column. Okay, just now I have explained you about the rigid connection of the multi-story building or in any frame structure. Similarly, there can be a rigid joint between steel members. So how to do in case of steel? So consider that this is the I section, this is the bottom flange and bottom flange of the I section. These are the flanges of the column, and here let us consider that the moment is like this. So moment is like this. So one end the moment like this and this one like this. So this joint is trying to close. This joint is trying to close. So it will form a rhombus. Okay. So along one axis there will be compression, and along one there will be tension, and there is a chance of buckling of this wave. So we have to provide stiffener. Okay, and the moment is opposite, then the tension and compression will get changed. Again, the behavior of beam. If the beam is having more depth, I have told you that the moment of resistance of the beam depends on depth of the beam. As you will go on increasing the depth of beam, its moment will go on increasing. When you cross certain limit, then the beam act as a deep beam. And the theory for designing of the deep beam is different than our simply supported beam. And sometimes, if the beam is very thin, that means width is too less compared to its depth, there are chances that it can bend in other direction. Okay. जैसे ये अगर स्केल है, आप इसको बेंड करते हैं तो it will bend in only one condition. But while bending, if it twist, it goes away from its plane in another direction. Then that is called as lateral deformation of the beam, and this is due to torsion. So original the beam is straight or vertical, and after this lateral deformation the beam will be like this. To avoid this distortion, we are supposed to provide bracing. These are the bracing in provided in x direction. So these are the beams, these are beams, and they are connected by these bracings. So bracing can be provided only in one way. It is not necessary to provide in all the ways. Then the behavior of the beam also depends on pre-stressing. Okay, I think you know pre-stressing. I assume that you know pre-stressing. So in pre-stressing, if you provide a cable and if we pull that cable before concreting and release the forces in the cable when the concrete is fully gain this strength. So it transfers the compressive forces, and if the cable is slow, in this case, this component of this force P counterbalances the shear. So it increases the capacity of the beam for bending, for carrying bending, as well as to carry shear. I will show later on. Then placement of the shear wall in the buildings. Okay. Due to seismic forces, the building twist. See, vertical रहेगी building, it bends like this. This is called twisting. आप हाथ अगर पकड़ते हो ऐसा घुमा रहे हो अपना हाथ, this is twisting. So the building also twists if the center of mass and center of rigidity does not match. And as you know from torsion formula, the torsional stresses are maximum at the surface, outer surface. So if you are providing the shear walls like this, they will carry only the lateral force, but if the torsion is developed in the building, they will not carry. So this is the poor one, and this has the excellent capacity to have a resist shear. This one. This has the excellent torsional resistance. So when you are planning a building, so the behavior of this building will be better compared to a building with position of shear wall at the center. Then I had also told you the stiffness, variation of the stiffness along the height of the building. So here initially there were columns, okay, but the height was different. There was no wall. It can be for mechanical purpose or whatever it will be purpose. Here all walls are constructed in between the beam and columns, and here there was no wall. So the stiffness of this wall or stiffness of the building at this level was very less. And in case of earthquake, due to vibration and due to less availability of the stiffness, this part collapsed and the upper floor came to just above the lower floor. So initially here the distance was just like a floor, but here now you can see that the gap is very less. Maybe it is resting on some debris. Similar were the cases in Gujarat. Here you can see a van, the floor having columns, only columns for parking purpose with no shear wall. So the stiffness was less and that column collapsed and the building came down. So there is no damage to this upper part of the building, but only the part having less stiffness was collapsed. So the solution was to provide shear wall. In cities, somewhere I have observed the buildings like this. There are no beams in other direction. So in this direction, the building will have no stiffness, no resistance along this line. And along this line, due to this cantilever part and more moment, the smart engineer has provided here the thickened column, or you can say haunch in the column, capital in column. But whenever the building vibrates and if it collapses, it will collapse from this point. Okay, you can observe the photograph, maybe available on the internet for failure of such type of buildings. The building collapse, column fails from this point.